Hi there, namaste, and welcome to another spiritualistic pick a card reading. Today I am channeling messages from the Orion system. So I would like to thank you so much for being here today, and please take a moment to take an inhale. Draw the energy up your spine, and as you exhale, come into clear knowing which group or groups has a message in it for you today. Thank you so much for being here. As always, the timestamps are listed below in the description box, as well as any other information you might want from me. We have group number 1 on the left with Breath of the Cosmos, group number 2 in the center with Karmic Relationships, and group number 3 on the right with Double Mission. Thank you so much for being here today, and I look forward to seeing you at your reading. Namaste. Hi, namaste, and welcome to your reading group number 1. Today I am channeling you messages from Orion, and you selected the first group with Breath of the Cosmos. This says, My will to thy will, and micromanaging the universe. Now, Orion first and foremost wants to let you know that it is okay not to be perfect all the time. If you have stumbled upon this energy, or you associate with Orion energy, being an Orion starseed or anything like this, you may have a bit of a tendency to be a perfectionist, and they're saying as is your right. But remember that there are things that are out of your hands, and it's better off this way. Notice that this can be one of the biggest blessings of being incarnated here on Earth, although it can be difficult sometimes. You're drawing my attention to telepathic collectives who have no need for linguistics versus verbal communication here on Earth, where there's a bit of a difference sometimes in the truth, the actual experience, the thoughts and emotional process, and then all of that trickles down playing telephone into verbal communication. So they are resonating with you here, and they are saying that with my will to thy will, even the most convoluted and twisted things have a divine way of being. So don't forget that everything is going according to divine plan. Now, Orion wants you to know that they are more than happy to welcome you home, whether or not you originate from their system. Now, as we know, Orion is just a name for, of course, the constellation, as well as the larger group of beings that exist within the system, such as those from Alnitak, Alnilam, Mintaka, Betelgeuse, Apex, also known as Zeta Reticuli, Bellatrix, and so on and so forth. Okay, but with Breath of the Cosmos here, there's an indication that you are very much aware. You have a very good filter. And Orion wants you to know that you are able to very specifically identify when something comes from truth or when something comes from a wound. This is something that they have bestowed upon you or passed down onto you. There is an indication as well that you are highly empathetic in your current embodiment, in your current reincarnation, in your current vessel. And your amount of empathy might cause you to either shut down or look back at times when you gave others the benefit of the doubt and maybe not yourself as much, or you are learning how to do this. Now, this isn't just empath energy. This is the energy of a highly scientific mind. This is the energy of a highly source-connected and highly spiritually trained and skilled mind. You likely are extraordinarily psychic, okay, regardless of whether or not you are an Orion starseed. If you have come to this reading, you are extraordinarily psychic, and your intuitive gifts have multitudes that you do not feel safe or comfortable expressing in this particular realm. And you also have reasons for this as well, that you might be able to track to ancient history, human history, or your own soul's incarnation. Now, there's also an indication as well that you are learning to allow others to be, okay? Not that that seems like it's a huge deal or anything, but sometimes when you're able to polarize ideas and find truth by seeking the spiritual truth, by connecting with source, and by understanding what the higher self of the being that you are interacting with, whether it's another person, a plant, an animal, a starseed, an extra dimensional being, whatever. When you're able to identify the spiritual truth, you are able to have a very strong and true filter over all that comes underneath it. So there's an indication that you have allowed yourself to step back recently, or in general, so that others can kind of just do their thing. Okay, they're allowing themselves to act through the falsification of their own mask, the falsification of the matrix, or whatever system this is. Now with Orion, they will be or would like to be contacting you soon, and they want to show you some sort of mechanics or something, but they're saying this will be easier for you because you have experienced it in another lifetime, in another realm, or you already have mechanical understanding of exactly the way that this works from some time, someplace, somehow, somewhere. Whether it's locked in your soul, you remember it on your soul's journey, or you've experienced it in this path, okay, in this reincarnation. Now, there is something here about bread, about fruit, about breaking bread, about sharing bread. Okay, they're showing me a very Christian ideology right now. They're showing me this is my body, which I have given up for you. Okay, they're showing me the bread. Okay, and this does not need to turn into a religious reading, but I'm seeing mana here very strongly. I'm also hearing oye mi amor no me digas que no. Okay, there's an indication here that when you are able to collectivize everything, when you're able to see truth, you're able to see fact, it allows you to move in a very particular way. Now, you might want something to be just so, you might be a little bit of a perfectionist, and you might be extraordinarily in tune with your spiritual and psychic abilities, and a lot of these do have to do with feeling empathy, feeling clairsentiently energies of other people. A lot of you may be very strong remote experiencers as well. Now, they'd like to circle back around quickly to being a strong empath. And this might be very uncomfortable for you when you are very much aware of how you have your own boundaries, how you can set space and room for yourself, open up to allow others in, and then when you do so, you are able to experience what it is that they're experiencing and know that it's directly conflicting to yourself. They're drawing me initially to sexual attraction, romantic attraction, greedy or lustful or vengeful thoughts, control issues, things like this, things that are not high vibrational when you're able to empathically pick up on them. They have a tactic for you to put into place that they would like to show you. So whether you have a special place you go to in your spirit, maybe physically, and you have a place where you go to and do your energy work or meditate, or right before you fall asleep, or if you would like to lucid dream and tap into them or something like this, they would like to show you a tactical exercise that you can utilize in order to help you find a system to not fight this, but either feel more comfortable with this, okay? To kind of either acknowledge it and set it aside or block it out altogether. They're saying it is your decision. However, they recommend the first one. It does require a little bit more. They're saying strength training though, okay? Now, since Orion is heavily associated with Egyptian deities, I'm using the African Tarot today, which is beautiful. So I'm hearing right now not to take reversals, so I'm going to listen to that. I know there are some flipped cards in this deck. So Orion, okay, sticky. Please come through and channel messages through me for group number 1. Messages from Orion to group number 1. Breath. If you have recently implemented a breathwork or pranayama practice into your routine, if you're practicing, they're saying Aikido, Qigong, Tai Chi, things like this, keep it up, continue this, or if you've recently learned about one and you're considering implementing it, please do so. Okay, thank you. We have the King of Cups. Interesting, this came out in another reading I gave today. King of Cups. You are showing who you are. You're showing your feelings in a very innate, natural, and they're saying primal way. Don't fear your primal emotions. Don't allow yourself to block these out, okay? Having emotions are not lower vibrational, okay? The emotions that you experience are mostly out of your control. It is your response to said emotions that they'd like to draw your attention to. They're saying that you have fine-tuned your response to your emotions to the point where you're not expressing them all the way. You might feel very expressive. You might be the kind of person who posts something and then deletes it immediately afterwards. We have the Chariot and, 7 of Swords, look at that. Yes, you feel as though sometimes if you open yourself up, you'll need to pull back. And again, they're saying that you have reason for this and that it's totally valid. But now they show me mana here and there's a cup here, but it looks like a bowl of food. Okay, Now, this is really interesting as well. There's something about you that stands out from the crowd, particularly with your expression. Now, King of Cups can be associated with Cancerian energy. We have the Chariot, which is ruled by Cancer, and we have number 4. Oh, this is the 4 of Swords, excuse me, I'm sorry, which is ruled by Cancer as well. 444, already showing up in your reading, highly synchronistic. So, okay, so 4 of Swords indicates healing. Okay, so you are healing from your knowledge that you are different. You might feel like a little bit, I'm hearing lost in the cold. Okay, you might be feeling a little bit different from others. Orion wants to channel more directly through me, and I'm going to pick up what fell on the floor. We have the Queen of Wands here, Judgment, the Hermit, wow, lots of major arcanas, and was the 9 of Swords that fell here on the ground. Look how beautiful this deck is. I don't know who the artist is, but it's so pretty. Okay. Okay, interesting. So this is how the spread wanted to appear. You might be interested in star scrying if you don't already practice this. This will be where you lay on your back at night under a clear sky and you allow yourself to scry utilizing the stars. Orion has some interesting messages for you and you alone that they would like to share with you. Okay, so we do have the 3 of, is this Pentacles? 3 of Pentacles coming out here, and along with the Queen of Wands. There's something that you are very passionate about, and you might be given an opportunity to work with others. You are healing, needing to do things on your own in order for things to be done correctly or fairly or through a divine light. They are going back to moderation when it comes to expecting others to stand on spiritual truth. There is a discrepancy in this realm. Oh, here we go, I'm channeling. There is a discrepancy in this realm of people who are aware of their truth and not acting on it, or those who are unaware of their truth and acting like there is no such truth. You're very much aware of this. You have cleared out these cycles from your being through experience, unfortunately, but that is part of the beautiful part of being human. Now, you got to experience having amnesia for a little bit, and they're saying that this was almost as temperamentally uncomfortable as it is comfortable for you to jog your memory. You will be experiencing a lot of deja vu moments, and they will likely be related to your emotions. You're being asked and challenged right now to fine-tune your emotions, to pay closer attention to them, and to express them a little bit more at this time. You might feel like you need to micromanage your expression, and for some reason others seem to have more of an ability to express more freely, and be more accepted about it than you do as an individual. There's a reason why you are held to such a high standard, and while in a tactical, physical way, it might have to do with your upbringing, the people that you surround yourself with, or something about your job or career. The truth behind this is that it has to do with your soul. The reason this has to do with your soul is because Orion is not an ordinary star system. This is not one collective. This is a group of several collectives that are all cohabitating and living with each other. Now, they're able to leverage. There are beings of light, there are beings of darkness, there are beings that are entirely neutral, there are beings that are all feminine collectives, beings that are all masculine collectives, there are air, water, earth, fire, all types of beings within Orion, making them a very balanced system. The Orion group, the Orion system, this is more than just a star, and they're typing you into this. You might feel that you have a system of belonging, that you have a group of belonging, that you have a place where you can express one part of you and another place where you can express another part of you. And they're showing you that you will soon have an opportunity to build something where you are able to embody all parts of yourself in a way that others can resonate with. And there are others that are just like you that will be flocking to you, that already have their eyes on you and are seeking attention from you at this current point in time. You might notice this, you might not, because you are in the process of healing things that you no longer wish to carry with you in the future, but you are still experiencing a bit of stress about. You will know what these things are, so they do not feel the need to go into too much depth about your emotional experiences as a human on this planet, because you know what they are, and this is relative to the topic at hand. When you experience things that other people are tuned into, it might blur your sense of self. Now, you are aware of what this is. They're not saying that you lose your sense of self. What we're saying is that when it comes to building your future, it is very, very, very important and pivotal that you build your future upon your own foundation. The more you surround yourself with people, the more of other energies than the average will get entangled within your idea, your sense of self, your plans for the future, without them speaking a word to you, without them even speaking a word, just being in your circle, not even spending physical time with them. You may notice that you are currently in or have experienced a large sense of forced isolation from the universe, not as a punishment, merely as a reward, because you are highly sensitive. You might notice that it's a bit more difficult for you to interact with others than the average person, and it's not because you are socially inadequate, because you're socially awkward, or even because you don't love good conversation, but it's merely because you are highly intellectual, you are highly spiritual, highly psychic, and highly empathic. And when you are around a large group like this and the group is imbalanced, this will cause some sort of discrepancy in your own aura. Now, again, they have a technique they would like to show you that has been passed down ancient. They're saying it is an ancient technique that has been passed down through their own elders, time and time again, through those, they're saying sages, okay, through sages and heavy Orion experiencers who have reached this particular level of evolution. And they're saying that you have now reached this level. Now, Orion is saying that although the Earth Collective does not consider the Orions to be part of their collective, know that Orions consider the Earth to be part of their collective. Now, this is very interesting and this is beautiful because they're saying that they have a lot of, as we know, they have a lot of a very physical, tangible hand in our medical and technological evolution, as well as our physical evolution as well. But it's important that you recognize that you are under their wing at all times. Now, they're saying that if you look up at the belt at night, you'll be able to pick up messages from them. See which star you feel the most drawn to, and this will give you an indication of which energy you can tap into at this current moment in time. Again, you'll be looking at Alnatak, Alnilam, and Mintaka. Okay, you might be resonating with being a starseed from one of those three places. You might be looking to see where you feel the most resonant with, and it might be something like Alnatak or Alnilam, or perhaps Bellatrix, where it's a little bit less common or a little bit lesser known in the spiritual community at this time. Now, as the Orion human expression is largely an emotional journey and largely an intellectual journey, it is these two that are learning to coexist in harmony. And as we know, the perfect balance of water and air exists on Mintaka. So you might feel a specific resonance with being a Mintakan starseed, or you might feel a very strong resonance with this energy in general, whether or not you relate with being a starseed at all. Now, with Hermit and Judgment, there is an indication. Hermit plus Four of Swords. This is a lot of healing going on. I'm hearing deep cellular healing. Okay. You are being asked to take a look at what is in front of you. Okay. What is in front of you? There are a lot of tools. There are a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of options. They're saying, please do not take them all. Just because you can, and it will be in your natural tendency to do so, because connecting with this energy means that you are able to thrive under pressure, thrive in chaos, as well as understand that you are able to tackle anything in front of you. But that does not mean you need to choose all options. You have creative liberty in your life, and you are allowed to feel, not just allowed, but encouraged to feel your way through this. Now, a lot of you might feel drawn towards more rational or emotionally neutral forms of energy practice, such as Reiki or Tai Chi. And they're encouraging you to get into a little more emotional practices, such as, say, light coach through synesthesia, or some sort of emotional energy work, deep body, aura plucking, aura combing, highly emotionally intuitive. Your clairsentience is a lot stronger than you're giving it credit for. They're saying that you have numbed yourself for a large period of time because you are so highly sensitive. This might come as a surprise to you, although your higher self knows that it's not true. Knows that it is true. There's a bit of you that knows that you are phenomenally more tuned in and phenomenally more able than you are allowing yourself to currently express. And they would like for you to not fear embodying all of this. There's a reason why you are who you are, where you are at the time that you are. However, when you are whoever you are, wherever you are, there's a bit of feeling of isolation because you don't fit in with other people around you. And this isn't because you are inherently different in your structure or your makeup. It is only because you are extraordinarily more sensitive, and this already sets you apart from the rest in a very, very obvious way. However, you are barely showing the tip of the iceberg, and you are very much aware of this. There's an indication that if you were to allow yourself to express and unfold all the way, even the parts of you that you know are there, let alone the ones you have not yet tapped into, which, believe me, there are many, you are going to understand that over time, you have been always following the right direction, and that you've been leading yourself to and through all of these situations that allowed you to interact with others and learn these lessons gently, gracefully, slowly, and sometimes painfully all at once. Orion wants you to know that it is not part of your path to be alone forever, but it is very it is very unique and rewarding and peculiar to come across somebody who identifies with you in the ways that you are searching for somebody to identify with you. Trust that they are there. They are and will be on your path in the future, but there's an indication as well that you have a little bit more to you have a little bit longer to play by the beat of your own drum. Okay, there's a little bit longer of a time period for you to really explore yourself. There are parts of yourself that you are aware that you have not accessed, and there are parts of yourself that you wish to access, but you are almost wondering if you will be too far gone by this point. Not in a way that's detrimental to you, but in a way that makes it more difficult to acclimate with your current habitat, your current environment, this current earth. Okay? With Queen of Wands, there's an indication that you are continuously receiving spiritual downloads, and most of which you don't even speak. If you do have some sort of a platform, or you do share your downloads, maybe you're a tarot reader, maybe you are a spiritual healer, maybe you're a psychic, maybe you are intuitive, you could be an energy healer, a medical doctor, whatever this is that you do, okay? There's an indication that you have a lot more information and knowledge than you lead on, but your actions are already giving this away. There are already hints and breadcrumb trails leading to this, and Orion is almost saying, do not worry about being seen as different. You're already seen as different, and you don't mind that much. In fact, it's better to be yourself than it is to be somebody that you're not, especially in a place you don't belong. Okay? Now, they want to talk to you about these dreams you've been having lately, or this discomfort in your sleeping position, or when you sleep. Your astral body, your astral travel is trying to tell you something. You might constantly be in several places at once, spiritually, astrally, and they would like for you to tap into a conscious lucid dream in the near future. Okay, this will help you to consciously navigate all of these energies so that they are no longer imposed upon you from your subconscious mind or from other people that are tapping into you, because you might have some sort of mission when it comes to helping people astrally. Okay, you might be a living spirit guide, and it might just be easier for you to incarnate here to be a little bit closer and understand through the physical workings of things, the way that you're able to relate to the beings that you're currently helping while they are either trapped here on Earth or consciously reincarnated here on Earth, okay? There's an indication that you are very, very, very smart, and you are highly tapped into your feminine energy. Although, when you feel tapped into your feminine energy, this is what separates you from the rest, okay? You might feel a little bit more introverted, a little bit more drawn in. You might be extraordinarily psychic. You're certainly extraordinarily psychic. But there's an indication as well that you might have people point the finger at you. You might have people say whatever they wish to say about you, and you are just staring at a being who has not yet awakened to their own truth, and you're very much aware of this. And this has nothing to do with you or your worth or who you are or what you should think about yourself or the foundation you lay in the future, and of course you already know this. But it is when these beings even talk about you, when they even think about you, when they even know that you exist, you're able to feel it. You're able to understand and hear exactly what they're saying when they speak about you, feel exactly what they're feeling when they think about you, even for a moment. You are so incredibly, I'm hearing synesthetic. Okay, synesthetic. I don't know what that word would be for synesthesia. But you're so extraordinarily intuitive in so many different ways, and you're so multifaceted in the psychic and spiritual fields that Orion wants you to rationally think about this. Does it make the most sense for you to be out in nature all of the time, or does it make the most sense for you to be in the middle of a city? Does it make the most sense for you to be in the middle of a friend group where everybody's really nice, but they're always drinking and partying and gossiping all the time? Or does it make the most sense of you to be around a group of people who are entirely silent, but instead they're together practicing meditation and spreading and expanding upon divine love and gratitude? Okay? Look at this rationally. And then, of course, tap into your emotions. But tap into your own emotions. There's an indication that you need to cleanse yourself more than usual, which might make it a little bit harder for you to charge your energy at certain given points in time. The reason for this is because you're constantly picking up on things. And so in order to even get back to a baseline, get back to yourself, you're going to need to cleanse everything and then allow yourself to have an opportunity to recharge. Now, they're saying that there's another collective that's been coming in to help you do this, and that it will be different for all of you, so don't try to, I'm not going to try to pick up at straws trying to see which collective this is, because I'm picking up on already 3 or 4 different ones. So you already have support spiritually, significantly, that help charge your energy just like a lightning bolt whenever you need it after you cleanse your energy. But it's time that you start doing this by yourself, by putting yourself in wiser situations. Now, they're saying you did the best that you could, when you could, with what you knew and what you had. And that's all that really could have been asked of you. But there's an indication that you are looking for some sort of feeling of home in a place that feels entirely unhome-like, uncomforting, uncomfortable, in a place where people don't want to be comfortable, in a place where people are comfortable being uncomfortable, and they don't want to make themselves happier or more comfortable. And this has to do with a feminine wound within the planet Earth. As we know, the Earth element and Gaia is associated with feminine energy, and there's a huge wound here when it comes to disrespecting feminine energy. And this has to do with people throwing litter on the ground. This has to do with different, whether it's genders or religions or heritage or culture, just being discriminated against in several ways. You will see different places where there are feminine energies in any way, shape, or form, or any person, or any way manifest. There is some sort of wound relating to feminine energy. Now, this is manifest within you in a particular way, and your ability to handle this, your ability to heal through this, to walk through this, and to process this is uniquely yours, but this is the key, the clue to a larger answer that you are seeking. Now, you are very much aware that your path here has nothing to do with the Earth's collective and the people around it. Now, this is very specific to you. You're very much aware that you are here to help with different systems. And as you help with different systems, you're also able to tap in with different systems. Okay? Take this however it resonates. This can be different collectives. This can be different forms of science. This can be different languages, different cultures, different religions, different healing modalities. Take it however it resonates. But you are here from the perspective of already being through several systems in order to implement the commonality between several different systems and translate in a way that is most effective. However, you are being called right now to avoid translating because you can to one person and then another and then another and then another, all within different modalities or languages or cultures or whatever this is. The reason for this right now is entirely because when you zoom out of all of this, none of these associations matter. None of this identification matters. What does truly matter is the fact that you are here to raise a vibration. You are here to do a job. You're very much aware of this. It is very rational. But they're going back to allow yourself to enjoy the human experience while you can. Allow yourself to feel your emotions. Allow yourself to tap into things that you might feel are unvirtuous for you just for a moment. They're not saying to take this path by any means at all, but they would like you to allow yourself to identify and walk the path that other people take in order to heal so that you can identify where they're at when they're there. Allow yourself to tap into emotions. And they want you to also have this from a self-centered view as well, because there's an indication here that you might be so tapped into what other people are feeling that when you feel your own emotions, you go, oh, that's how so-and-so was feeling. You might be so tapped into others that when you experience something, you are like, oh, so this is what this person experienced. Now I can empathize better with them. Or if I cross a person like this in the future, this is how I can better empathize with them, how I can better serve somebody else, how I can better do this. This is your training. They're saying this is your training on autopilot. Okay? Allow yourself to experience this for you. Allow yourself to ground fully. Allow yourself to feel what it feels like to experience these emotions in a way that you are aware that you are not tied and bound to them like many others that are here. This is a gift that you have, and allowing yourself to experience this will not tie and bound you. You might not think this to be true right now, and this is because this is not what you see around you. But if you feel like an anomaly, chances are you probably are. And this is not to say that you are more perfect or more special or less perfect or less special than anything or anyone anywhere in the universe. In fact, you are so tapped in that you're very much aware that this in and of itself is an illusion. However, there is such thing as a displacement theory, and you are a walking, breathing embodiment of such. Orion wants you to know that you have a lot more experiential basis than the average person in your field, in your realm, in your community, in your friend group, in your society, whatever this is. You have a lot more experiential basis, a lot more knowledge, and most of this was incarnated with you as well. So you definitely have a leg up in at least one particular area of life. There is a reason for this. While it's important to balance your energies out, you might notice that you have a significant leg up in one area, whereas you feel the need to balance everything else out with this leg up instead of drawing this down to balance everything out. Don't allow your hyper-perfection. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Don't allow your hyper-perfectionism to draw you into a place where you feel that you are not good enough because you are given special ability in one particular area of life. Also, do not dampen this in order to fit in or to balance all of your energies out. You are allowed to be 99% balanced and have that one special thing. You are allowed to do that, especially when you are maintaining an external perspective and you are fully balanced when it comes to your soul, when it comes to your experience, when it comes to your incarnation journey, when it comes to your connection with Source. You are entirely balanced and you are allowed to stay as such. You are definitely aware that there is at least another energy out there like you. In fact, you are meeting eyes with it in some way, some place, some realm, somewhere. You are feeling this, you are aware of this, okay? You are aware of this energy, but this energy is not yet aware of you. When they become aware of you, this energy might become very quickly linked upon you. I'm hearing linked at the hip, okay? They might very quickly become attached to you because, as you know, it might be very difficult for you to find others that resonate with this particular energy, as this is fewer and further between, but it's really not. Okay, it is merely those who remember and then those who speak up on what it is that they remember. So, you are allowing yourself to embody what it is that you remember and allow this vibration to draw you where you need to be and experience your emotions in the meantime while you are sending out a signal transmission to those that are going to come meet you where you're at. This is all you need to know right now. Okay. That was definitely through me. Okay, group number 1. They're saying I can interpret this, but they're done channeling through me, okay? Allow yourself to act on your emotions a little bit more. There's a sense of passion that you feel within you that you are feeling like you can or should or want to act upon. There's an indication you might be feeling like a creative block because you have so much creative inspiration, okay? You might be feeling an emotional block because you're feeling so much emotions. I'm feeling more so it's the creative block. You might be feeling a bit of an intuitive block because you're experiencing so many downloads. It's important that you take action on these things, but without pressure, without stress. Okay, and allow yourself to apply these to you in a way that's not going to stress you out, but do take them up on that lucid dreaming opportunity that they mentioned to you earlier. That way you are not being subjected to what your subconscious mind is presenting to you as you process it, but rather you are allowing yourself to work through and process these things consciously, and as you draw these energies to your consciousness, you are able to dispel them from your being, from your aura. So this is recommended for you. Also, be aware that any sleepless nights are meant to be. You might be tired the next day, but that means that you are being called to switch up your circadian rhythm in a particular fashion, okay? You might feel that sometimes you need to be up later at night, sometimes you need to be up earlier in the morning. It's not always going to be exactly correct, okay? It's going to be a little bit different every single day, as every single day's energy is a little different, and every day your energy is a little bit different, okay? We have the Hermit and Judgment, okay? They're very strongly drawing my attention to Alnatok, okay? Sorry, they were showing me this as the belt and showing me the second star. And this is something that you might want to look into a little bit more, whether it's through meditation or something like this. Also, there's an indication as well that you are going to be finding your footing, finding yourself in a place that you feel like you belong. Okay, you might be stumbling into this. Some of you might be building it. There's also an opportunity for you to experience divine connection. And they're showing me this blue here, which is the color of the throat chakra. But they're also drawing my attention to the fact that there are some monastic beings, okay, some people that are devoted to God or source with the universe in some way that wear blue. Okay, so you might be interested in looking into that or the reason for that. Okay, blue represents Satya, it represents truth. Okay, so you might be interested in looking into maybe those theologies, those monastic structures, or even just learning a little bit more about that philosophy behind that there. We also have 1010, which indicates that you're closing out cycles, and we have 444. 444, but it's shielded by a 7 in the center, which indicates that you've been guided where you're meant to be, and that you are building a better life for yourself, and most of this is happening through divine orchestration, okay? There's an indication of you accidentally stumbling upon where it is that you're meant to be, and your inner child has a large key that you are opening up to right now. This can also be blue. Blue is 5, 5 is inner child, okay? There's an indication as well that you feel the need to create something, and that it's something that you don't want to create alone, but you're not used to not being the one in charge. You're not used to not being the adult. You're not used to not being the one that sees everything, the one that people go to. You're now going to be met with somebody who meets you eye to eye. I'm getting that you've already met this person, whether or not you are on a journey with them, you know who they are, or you just know of them. You at least know this person exists. You know who, what, when, where, why, how they are. Okay, there might be more than one of them as well, but they're saying start off small, okay? There's an indication as well that you do have a very particular skill set, a very particular gift, or a very particular portal or pathway that you have access to that gives you a leg up when it comes to either occultism, ancient knowledge, healing modalities, language, something here. And they're drawing your attention again to lack of necessity for verbal communication. Okay, this might be something that gets in your way when you're trying to forge relationships, but it's not actually a blockage, it's actually an opportunity for you to be surrounded by the correct people. And they're showing me on a tarot deck I have over there, it says the secret order. Okay, so there's something like this that's going on behind the scenes, or that you're already a part of. I'm not going to tap into that too much for, I feel like, are obvious reasons, but there's something going on here where you have certainly some things that you're not allowed to speak on, but you embodying this vibration is allowing all of those other beings who resonate with that energy that's left unsaid, where you're able to identify this without speaking on it verbally. Okay, this is where you're currently at. This is what you're healing through. Okay, this need to express this. And as this happens, your inner child is coming to the forefront saying, oh yeah, I knew all of these things, and I knew how to keep these things within, and I knew how to act on these things, and I knew exactly where to find what I was looking for. So now you've already been on this journey for quite a while. Okay, you are healing yourself. You might be a little bit isolated. There's an indication of a cave too that could be significant. And you are coming into divine judgment, okay? And they're showing me the Egyptian tradition where they would put a literal heart and a feather on two scales, okay? Not justice, this is how they did divine judgment, okay? On scales, okay? And if the heart was lighter than a feather, then that meant that that soul of that person embodying that heart was going to go to heaven, okay? They're showing me that the feather is significantly denser than you. They're showing me that, and then the heart just like floating, and the feather being the dense one, okay? So don't worry about tapping into your emotions. They're more beautiful and more colorful than you think that they are, and you might be identifying your emotions as a shadow attribute, so watch out. Watch out for this, and allow yourself to be a little gentler and a little more kind with yourself. And if there's any situation in your life that might stem from this, such as parents, friends, peers, coworkers, anything like this where you feel it's unsafe to express your emotions, this has nothing to do with you and your emotions or your ability or the way that you express emotions. This has everything to do with those individuals, okay? And that is enough. That is enough of a sign for you, okay? That you are not where you're supposed to be. I'm also seeing Hari-O in Chariot, and they're showing me Hari-Om, okay? Like Hari-Om, like Om Hari-Om, okay? You are able to almost take any person, any situation, any emotion, anything, and you're able to zoom it out to a higher perspective. You're able to connect it with source, the universe, God, light, whatever it is, wherever it is that you connect with. Now they're showing me, just because you can doesn't mean that you should, but when it comes to yourself, you can allow yourself to zoom out all the time, but this is almost your baseline. They're giving you permission to experience what it's like to walk in your own shoes, okay? You might spend all of your time, especially if you're so psychic, as it was coming out in this reading, you might spend all of your time experiencing or being subjected to the experiences of all of those around you. I know just for myself, I live in an apartment complex, and that in and of itself is a train wreck, okay? That is a bit of a wild ride for me over here. So you might be experiencing something similar to that. And of course, it helps me to do my energy practice and like center myself out, whatever. But there's also an indication that you are oftentimes subjected to other things around you, okay? And this isn't because you are really, really close to somebody and then you're able to pick up on their emotions and then they're kind of sad, so then you feel kind of sad, like empathetically. This is like you're able to experience everything that everyone else is experiencing. Again, they're saying remote experience. And notice I didn't say remote view. I said remote experience. This is your remote seeing, smelling, tasting, hearing, touching, feeling, experiencing everything. And that can be a lot, okay? If you are tapped into this, allow yourself to do your breath work. I'm hearing pranayama, breath retention, will be very helpful for you with this. Okay, that came out in the beginning of the reading. And then also know that everything happens according to plan. And just because you can zoom out and see what the plan is, doesn't mean that it's not going to be okay for you to ground yourself and then walk that path of that plan, right? It might be a little frustrating if it's a little bit slow or if you're experiencing a bunch of stuff that has nothing to do with you. But this is something that they would like for you to drink in as well, but also be rational about where you're placing yourself. Okay, put yourself either in the middle of nature, be not around people for a while, find an ocean or a large body of water. This can be very cleansing. Go somewhere with a good breeze, okay? Drink a lot of water. Make sure that you're charging that water so you're not just drinking random things, random energies that are within the water, okay? And some of you, if you're looking at education, going back to school, or if you are studying a particular course, go for this. Do this. This is going to be very helpful for you in more ways than they can currently express to you, because you're already aware of the things that they're not expressing, and that is the point. That's what sets you apart from the rest. And they're saying, don't forget that you can fly. I'm getting that's literal for some of you. They're showing me Peter Pan. And they're also saying, don't forget who you are. Not that you would or you could, but don't allow, just because others are not able to understand who and what you are, don't allow yourself to not stand in that sense of self, okay? No one can take that away from you, regardless of what other people, regardless of what anyone anywhere else is. That doesn't take away from who and what you are, and you know that, okay? So, rationally, be more gentle for yourself. Bread is coming up again. They're showing me mana, okay, breaking the bread, and they're showing me these two zebras. So you might have an opportunity to break the bread with somebody very soon. You might have an opportunity to maybe eat bread, okay, or eat the bread if you're feeling like subconscious emotionally about your body or something like that. Also, mana, again, I'm hearing, oh yeah, mi amor, no me digas que no, okay. Maybe mana will be significant for you, like the band, or also I'm seeing anti-aging as well. Okay, you have some sort of spiritual gift, or some knowledge maybe of like Ayurveda, traditional Chinese medicine, or like a meditation technique, or like an energy work technique, or something like this, some magic, I don't know. You have an opportunity to share this with a tight-knit community, or to share this with a person or a group, but you are not going to be speaking on this. It's going to be left unsaid, and everyone's just going to get it. Okay, and you are not going to be settling for less than that, because other than that, you would be wasting your words. Because when truth is blocked, when truth is separated, we have 9 and 4, separation of truth, okay, separated by the heart and by freedom, okay, separated by distance, separated by home, okay, distance of homes, separated by maternal philosophy, psychology, okay, separated by intuitive expression, okay? 5, blocked by any combination of things when it's separated like this. It indicates that your inner child holds the key, but that truth is left unsaid. It's behind the scenes. It doesn't need to be spoken because it's already understood by those who understand. And that's it. Okay, so group number 1, that is all I have for you today. One more thing. Create that thing. If there's something that you're wondering if you should create or not, if there's something that you're inspired to do, but you feel like there's so much going on and you don't know if you're gonna have time to like make that painting or write that book or do whatever this is, or create those downloads, like write them down, whatever, make the time and space for it. You have the time and space for it, okay? There's a little bit of an energy here where you're receiving so much in your feminine chakras that it's actually depleting the receptive energy in your masculine chakras. Okay, so some of you might want to look into that energetically. Allow yourself to exude more in the opposite areas, okay, of what you're currently experiencing. Okay, balance it very rationally, polarize it. We have masculine on the right, giving, feminine on the left, receiving. Feminine chakras, throat, pineal, crown, masculine chakras, solar plexus, sacral, root, heart is in the center, very balanced, we know this, okay? Do your very tangible, polarized energy work, okay? Take a look at your life in hot, cold, yes, no, right, left, masculine, feminine. Okay, you got this. And you'll be able to balance out anything up in your life. Divvy it up, make it nice and easy for you. And the best things are left unsaid, so I'm going to leave it there. Again, this is the end of your reading group number 1. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity on your situation, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful, miraculous realm. Namaste. Hi there, group number 2, and namaste. Welcome to your channeled message from Orion. I'm hearing Draco very strongly, okay, which I wasn't intending on channeling. We'll see what comes through for you today. You selected the second group with karmic relationships with Orion energy. I swear I did not pick this card out. It just came, it decided to come out when I was shuffling for the selection cards, which is always awesome. We have Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. Now, the first thing that's coming to mind is that there is a transmission that you've been trying to present to the world for a long time. Depending on who you are, this is going to be different for each and every one of you, but you have learned a lot through your relationships with other people. Now, of course, this is the karmic relationships card, and I don't mean that in an overtly negative way or an overtly positive way, but what we are saying here is that you learn significantly through your relationships or lack thereof with other people. You'll notice that there are times in your life where you are surrounded by a lot of people, or by one specific person who hyper resonates with you, or not at all. There seems to be a bit of an extreme energy where when you learn a lesson, when you decide to go for it in your soul, you truly present yourself wholeheartedly and with a full attention to that lesson, and you will learn it until it is over, done, and you have completed the action that goes along after learning this lesson. Now, with that said, Orion would like to draw your attention back to Draco. There are a lot of misconceptions about the beings from this planet. Just like anything or anyone else, they can be good or bad or anything on the spectrum. They are, just like everything else, a being that is responsive or reactive to their surroundings. Now, just because there is a large misconception about some of these energies does not mean they are not worthy of love, just like you or the most difficult person you've ever dealt with in your life. Now, draw attention to some of the new energies, new people, new groups and communities that have started to enter your life. You will notice a stark contrast between the way that you have been treated in the past, the way that you have been trained to allow yourself to be treated, and those who are entering your life now. I'm hearing conscious community. There's an indication that you are opening up new chapters of karmic relationships, karmic meaning your soul decided upon them. Okay? As you have finished this process of accumulation and releasal of energies that have carried over from other bits and pieces of your consciousness that might be perceived as negative or uncomfortable for you, you are now tapping into lighter energies, literally of light or of positivity, those who are deemed worthy ascension guides. This is beautiful to see, and you have been walking this journey for a long time, or as a leader for others for also a while. And it's beautiful that you are able to walk this path alone, but also you'll notice that there are a lot of parallels between your path and the path of this either person who has a community or this community. It's important that you notice that there are more parallels between the two than you might realize at first glance. The reason for this being is that you are meant to grow on your own and form your own community. They're showing me two entities collaborating rather than two individuals collaborating. There's also an opportunity here for you to change your destination. You may have been picking up that you will be traveling or moving quite soon, and there's also a reason for this. Now, Orion will get to this later perhaps, but what they want to talk to you mostly right now is guiding others through the ascension journey through medicine, science, technology, ancient ways of life, and energy work, energy awareness, the science behind the ethereal. Now they're showing me the conflict on the card, and they're saying they'll get to that later, but be aware that anything that is within you is externally reflected, and you are very much aware of this, but sometimes the more consciousness the more consciousness you can bring to these areas of life, these little corners of you that are uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form, the more conscious you will be about the way that they're reflected in your life. You can do something about them, and you'll be able to ameliorate these areas of life. They want you to look at this very rationally, very scientifically, and they want you to know that you are very supported, okay? There are a lot of locations that are popping up for me as I look at these cards. They're showing me Rio in Brazil. They're showing me Biarritz in France. They're showing me they're showing me Iceland, Greenland, like the polar Arctic areas, okay? They're saying Constantinople, okay, which I believe is now Istanbul. There is ancient knowledge and history that are geographically intertwined with the vibration of the coordinate of that location. Whichever one or ones reach out to you if you've visited these places at all or recently, or if some of them just spark a little bell in your intuition. We have the Page of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. At the back we have the Queen of Pentacles. There's an indication here about growing your physical material life so that you can better assist others in the ascension journey. Now, Orion is very much aware that you have been receiving negativity around your requirement to grow materially in order to help others spiritually. I want you to know that this has been part of the plan because you are not yet done learning how to acquire your most abundant reality. You might look around and feel quite abundant. You might look around and feel You might feel quite abundant as you have access to a spiritual well of knowledge, but when it comes down to the grounded reality, there is a lot more that you have access to when it comes to your abundance, and you likely are picking up on this, but there's something that needs to be torn down in order to grow this, and it's not what you're being told to do. In fact, it's quite the opposite. You'll notice the selfish intentions of those around you, and this has nothing to do with you, or your worth, or your luck. It is merely a reflection of your feeling bad, and feeling humble, and feeling overly generous. You give too much, and Orion is saying that it does not serve you to give to others who do not appreciate you. So if you are not appreciated, walk away. We have the Five of Cups and the Devil. We also have the Nine of Pentacles. At the back of the deck here, we have the Four of Pentacles. Interesting. You have a lot more to give, to offer, to say, to provide than you are even letting people in on right now. But those little very few corners of you that you are letting others in on, they are absolutely walking all over. They're squeezing you dry, and they do not feel bad about it. There is no remorse because you're a source of energy for them. You might resonate with being a generator or a manifesting generator. There's an indication as well that you're stepping into this period of life where you are really recognizing the light and the shadows of all beings, and you're starting to recognize who is more inclined to see the light and who is more inclined to see the shadow. And those who do not have light, others will cast their own shadow upon them, and this makes you quite uncomfortable, and others might look at you and say, "Oh, look, you have this blockage," or "Oh, look, you have this problem," when in fact, that is not something that you resonate with, and it is not something that relates to you at all whatsoever. This person is telling you about themselves. You can take this as a cry for help and choose whether or not to act on this. Now you have the Seven of Swords, okay? There's an indication that there is a deceptive energy within your aura that you are currently becoming aware of. This is something that you wish to trust, something that you feel like you should have a tactical foundation in order to trust, but this is not the case, and your spirit knows this. You've been led away from this for the reason of your own self-fulfillment, self-prosperity, and a happier, brighter future for you. Now this came out upside down, even though in the beginning I intended not to take reversals, but it came out that way anyway, so that's how I'll take it. Oh, they're saying no. Okay, upright. So this is the Two of Swords. This indicates making a decision, okay? Making a decision to walk away for your own well-being. Now, not only are you walking away from this, but you have a decision releasing the burdens of others. It seems like you are the kind of person who is either a caretaker, you're the kind of person who takes many others around with you everywhere you go. And this can be physically, this can be energetically. You're the kind of person who would rather stand there in a line and heal everybody that comes up towards you until you are drained, and then keep going, rather than setting one thing into place and allowing this to affect many, many more people. And it's not that you would really rather do one over the other. It is primarily due to the fact that you feel bad. You have so much empathy, so much compassion within you that it can be a little bit difficult for other people when your battery is drained and you've already walked through 10 miles of people lined up in order for you to heal them. There is an indication that those people, 10 past after you drop dead on the ground, they'll come up to you and say, "You lack empathy, you lack compassion, what's wrong with you? You shouldn't do this, how dare you?" When whether or not they're aware that you are not receiving, it does not matter to them at all. And this is more about them than it does to you. This is not a reflection of yourself, and we are here to break you out of this cycle with positive karmic relationships. Karmic relationships, the term, often gets a bad rap due to a journey that many spiritualists like to associate themselves with being on. However, this is one step of one part of one journey on one path. Now, karmic relationships are actually a quite positive thing. These are energies that are connected with you among several points on your way to oneness, to source, to the universe. And as you expand and as you ascend, you'll begin to notice that in the right time, in the right vibration, you will come across those that you are meant to vibrate and resonate with. Don't hold on too tightly to people in your life, whether you know them or not, how long they've been in your life or not. These are merely reflections of old versions of yourself, old things you could have been, and not in a positive way. So, as you look back and you're noticing this line of people that you have helped, and none of them turn around to say thank you, there's going to be an indication here that you look at the amount of pain that you've needed to endure, and it's not even comparable to that which you've helped others through, which is precisely why you were able to do so. And again, they're drawing me back to those who are projecting their own pains onto you and calling them yours when in fact they are not. Do not claim these. Do not soul search trying to find, oh, well, if they're picking up on this, why are they right? How could they possibly be right? They are not. You know this. Raise your vibration, tap into your consciousness, and find the truth. because the truth is there, and you are very much aware of what this is, and that's exactly the fuel that you've been using in order to provide a pathway for others to follow up to where you went, up to where you've become, up to how far you've ascended. You might be a very strong channel. Okay, you might be a very strong energy healer. You could be something along these lines. Now we have the Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. You have access to a well of spiritual knowledge, they're saying again, that others do not have access to. And you're going to notice that you start to resonate more with people who have things like this, but you might begin to notice the little twists and distortions in what it is that they are saying is true versus what is actually true. Now, you might be able to pick up on some truths that are convenient to believe versus some of the truths that are actually true, even in the spiritual community. Or you're able to identify these as the ways that people are learning lessons within their own journey, and they're distorting them and imposing them onto others. Now we have the Six of Cups. This is coming to an end as you're going to open up your receiving channel even further, and this is going to allow you to give less. You've been hearing this for quite a while, but this is not indicative of anything that you really need to do. You are aware of something that you need to let go of. You're very much aware that you are in the process of allowing others to heal. You're very much aware of the healing that you've gone through. And just because somebody can tap into your past and see all that you've been through does not indicate that that's where you're at right now. So if somebody is looking at you and they're stacking up things that do not resonate with your vibration or your timeline, merely let it go. We have 66, the number of unconditional love. Six of Swords, you are walking away from all that does not actively serve you. Three of Swords in reverse, because you are not unhealed. You are not in pain. You are not in fear, and you are not overthinking. You do not have any of these wounds within your system, within your body. You are well aware of this. Somebody else does. When they were able to tap into your energy, they were seeing a reflection of themselves, because they were only able to see within themselves. They were only able to see utilizing themselves what it was about you that they were striving for, but they were not able to access those energies. Therefore, their own blocks got in the way and they tried to put them on you. Now we have Four of Wands in reverse. There's an indication that you might want to take this energy with you because you feel that they were very talented, you feel like they're very kind, you feel like they're a great friend, you feel like something like this. You are being asked to let this energy knock their own tower down. This has nothing to do with you and should remain this way. Now we have the Ten of Pentacles. You are aware that there's some fraudulence going on here, and just because this is not what is celebrated amongst the community doesn't mean that this isn't true. You're able to pick up on this and allow yourself to silently continue to walk one foot in front of the other and move through love as you always do. What's this yellow card popping out here? The Sun, of course. You're very much aware of who and what you are. In fact, you're very much aware of your path and where you need to go in order to get there. Your energy has been highly polarized for a very long time now, and your ability to do energy work is phenomenal. There's a reason why you've been separated from a large majority of people recently, and it's only because the amount of ascension work that you have done is highly incomparable to most others. And this is not to compare you to others. This is to remind you who your soul is, and that you're not processing accumulated karma from past human lives. This is not something that resonates with you. You are dealing with a lot in your current life, those who have broken off of group spirits and have recently found their individualization and have a lot of acquired karma to work through. Now, this is far, far, far distant from where you are in your ascension journey. You are one who has come down from source in order to help. So when you tap into this earth energy, you're very much aware that you do not have an ascension journey to walk, more or less, except for what you accumulate in the day-to-day. You're very much aware of your connection. You're very much aware of what to do, how to get there, all of this knowledge that is aware. You're walking around this planet as if you are not from this planet, and this is very much true, and you're very much aware of this. There's also an indication that you are so tapped in with not only your higher self, but the self beyond this, and you're also aware of all of the misconceptions in the spiritual community that you almost don't dare speak upon because you don't wish for backlash. Now, because of this, you are also able to guide people on the right path and lead them to their own realizations. This is when people come to you and they tug on your jacket tail and they tell you, no, you have to help me, you have to help me, you have to help me. This is not true. This is not the case. You did your own work. They need to do their own work as well. You are not to give your ascension to others. You might not feel like this is what you are doing, but this is exactly their intention, okay? This is their intention, so you are to distance yourself from these energies. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that you do not see, and there's something that you do not wish to lose because you have worked hard to acquire it, and you are not going to lose this. In fact, you're going to be able to build upon it. There's a significant energy here about thinking that somebody is going to shortchange you in the future. you're correct about this energy, and you also knew to follow your intuition when it comes to not collaborating, not coming into contact or communion with this energy. Okay, whether or not you made the decision to stay away is up to you, but you know that this energy will end up attempting at the very least to deceive you in the future. Most likely it will. Okay, so stay away from this. There's another parallel opportunity that is a lot more aligned with you and a lot more aligned towards the ascension journey in general that you are to take. You're very much aware of what this is, and this energy has no intention of deceiving you. In fact, it wishes to ascend alongside you and build something beautiful. Take this opportunity. It is presenting itself for face value, as are you, and this is exactly what is important in this scenario. You'll be celebrated, and you will experience a lot more abundance. And there's something that you feel like you need to let go of currently that you don't want to let go of, and you're not going to need to. Look back at your relationship with your parents. You'll notice that they taught you something to be afraid. They taught you something to be afraid of. That is not the case at all whatsoever. You're going to begin to notice that they were not able to grow, and they put that on you. Therefore, your growth indicates to them lack of growth, even though they know that's not true. There's an indication that beneath the surface they're very proud of you, but they are physically incapable of expressing this because of their own egos. You do not have this energy within you, and this is exactly what triggers so many around you. Expect a message, one from us, one from Orion, but also from somebody that you haven't heard from in a while. You're going to be pleasantly surprised to receive this message, and it might cause you to readjust a little bit of your path, not in a way that is uncomfortable or causes you to change too many things in your life, but you'll notice a gentle shift in the energy that you go about your day-to-day life in, and you'll start to put some more pieces together that you have had and needed this shift in order to identify where these pieces went. Do expect a message. You've been hearing this for a while, and know that now is the time it's going to come through. It wasn't that you needed to be in the correct energy, it was that they needed to be in the correct energy. And whether or not anything is going to act upon its free will and make the right decision on the ascension path is entirely up to this energy. You're also very much aware that you are not of this world, you are not of this place. You're also very much aware of the fact that other people are at least beginning to become aware of this. As this is the case, you're to continue business as usual. Continue moving forward, continue putting one foot in front of the other, and act as though everything is normal, because it is. Just because one is not used to truth does not mean that you are not walking in it, does not mean that you need to bend or compromise yourself in order for the truths of others, which are not true in fact at all. Allow yourself to continue being who you are, what you are, and know what you know, because you do. Allow yourself to stick out, because you were not put here to be like everybody else. You did not choose to come here to be like everybody else. You came here not to ascend, not to strive, not to deal through karma, but you did come here in order to heal a larger vibration when it comes to the planet Earth and pinging it off of several other systems. You are aware of what we're talking about. So, your mission is larger than just this Earth. You're very much aware of this. So, continue moving through love and truth, whether or not it is able to be comprehended by those currently around you. Because these energies do not belong around you. It is just that you are somewhere where most of you does not belong, although you did select to be here. You're very much aware of the fact that you ended up here by mere happenstance, but out of a culmination of your own decisions. You're going to be very much aware of the fact that you ended up here by chance a little bit more than choice. However, you are aware of the choices that you made that led you here. This is not karmic in nature. You are aware of this. You might resonate with being a blue ray soul. You might also resonate with being whatever you would like to resonate with. However, wherever you are resonating from, you are also aware there is more expansion out here from this point. Whether you resonate with being an earth angel or a starseed or your higher self or a parallel version that your consciousness is connected to in another lifetime, in another timeline, you're very much aware that this is only the beginning. This has nothing to do with who and what you actually are. Okay? You're very much aware of the fact that you are consciousness inherently. You're very much aware of what you can do, what you are meant to be here to become, and you have a very clear indication of what your path is to be, what it is supposed to be, and the steps to take to get there. Now, you've been told recently to take life a little less seriously. This comes from those who are haunted by your light, but they're a little bit unaware that this is what's going on, and they do have the best intentions. Do not loosen up on your path. In fact, buckle down. It's very important, especially with the amount of people here who do not take the ascension journey very seriously and do not take the spiritual journey very seriously, even in the spiritual community. The reason for this is because they would rather They would rather tell other people that they are of a high vibration and tell other people to be like them for one of the sins, such as fame or power or money or greed or sexual pleasure or gluttony or things like this, rather than actually strive and take the path on their own. You will notice when people start to run out of words, you will notice when people start to run out of information, and they start to recycle. Now, they're not bad energies, of course, but they're not walking the spiritual path. They're sitting on the side in the corner, and they have not decided whether or not they're going to get back up and continue the journey yet. Do not allow your inherent ascension to be affected by those who are telling you that you should be somewhere that you're not. You're very much aware already of the truth. You have access already to all of the truth. So allow yourself to walk in this light. Whether or not you're followed by others is entirely irrespective to your mission, as your mission only has this planet as one of the very tiny parts of your purpose here. And this is not even the only place that you're working with consciously. So, allow yourself to stand in your truth, be who you are, and notice that you are going to be surrounded by a new community of energies who are able to meet you where you're at, or at least get there eventually. People are going to be coming to you, but they will be coming to you not in a way where you need to deal with them one by one and they will be ungrateful and disrespectful, but instead you are going to be dealt with people who come to you because they know that you can help them to build something that will be a gift that keeps on giving. This will be the type of work that you end up doing on this planet. This is exactly what you already knew was your path, was your plan. So allow yourself to build things like this. Do not allow yourself to get swept up in the tornado of other people's problems, other people's lack of work, other people's lack of learning, other people's lack of putting the effort in to do their own ascension journey. Is nothing to do with you, and it is not your job. You did not come here to do this, and many others did, so let them do this. Know that everything that you've built up until this point is safe. Know that you are safe. Know that you are loved. And know that this earth is safe while you are on it for your time period. Also, there are many others that are on this earth that we are not going to tell you who they are, but you know, and these are not humans. There are many others on and within and around this earth that are your friends, that are your guides, that will support you. You already have a large support system, and they would like for you to lean into them a bit more. They know that you know that they're there, and they know that you're here. So, utilize your support system. It is here. Just because everybody is not yet capable of seeing it does not mean that they're not there. And allow yourself to know that as you grow and ascend, you're going to shed people, places, and things in your life that do not serve you. You're already aware of this. You've done this time and time and time again. However, you know that it's now time to move on, and this is a bigger leap, as this is you stepping into a larger part of your purpose and a more expansive version of your being that you intended to embody and inhabit as you grounded into this body. So let yourself be who you actually are, and do not worry. We are here with you, guiding you, supporting you, and you already have all the information that you need, although if you would like to pretend that you don't, we will gladly remind you. And that is all I have for you, group number 2. Thank you so much for being here. This was your channeled message from Orion. I hope this helped shed love, light, and clarity on your situation, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. Namaste. Hello there, group number 3. Namaste, and welcome to your channeled message from Orion. So today you selected the 3rd group, which indicates that you're creating a new reality, and I have to say I'm already channeling quite a few messages for your group. But first and foremost, the card that you selected is Double Mission, Lightworker Starseed, serve the world by being you. There's an indication that recently you have quantum leaped, timeline hopped, or just had a severe, massive awakening or some sort of level up in your ascension journey. Now, Orion wants to come through and let you know that you might have a lot that's shifting right now. So don't go ahead and add even more onto your plate at the current moment in time. You're already on a double mission, and sometimes it feels like you need to do twice as much as everybody else, not in a comparative state, but in the fact that you are here on a mission and you are well aware of what that is. You also know what it is that you're meant to do. You know exactly which tactical steps and actions to take in order to get there. You're very much aware of the higher divine plan in general and for you. There's an alarm going off as confirmation. You are, as the card says, meant to serve the world by being you, but you're also aware of the tactical actions that you need to take. But simultaneously, it's important that you allow yourself to maintain a polarized energy state by allowing yourself to be receptive, feminine, and spend time with your higher chakras. Now, I'm getting that you are very intuitive, very psychic, very ascended, and this is important to implement these energies as you are seeding them down into the Earth's vibration. there's an indication that you are feeling a bit heavy recently because you have recently brought a large vibration down to the Earth's channel with you. This is beautiful, but they're asking you to re-tap into one of your larger purposes that is not resonant with this task, okay? There is something or several things that you are looking into right now that you know are meant for you, that you have taken perhaps the first step and you wish to take the second step of a certain thing, or step 3, step 4, take it however it resonates. There are certain things that you have recently welcomed into your life and other things that you wish to take the next step on. Everything with time, they're saying. It's important that you know that you deserve to have some time in your life for yourself, but even with all of these things that there is to do, that you want to do, that you see and know are for you to do, please be aware of the fact that, as we know, they're just gently reminding you that as energy moves very, very quickly, the physical reality is slow. Matter is slow while energy is fast. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only sustained, and you know this. Therefore, you know that your ideas, your knowledge, your information, your abilities are not going anywhere. Not that they would in the first place. They cannot and will not go anywhere. There's definitely an indication that you have stepped into this new version of your path a while ago, and there's a bit of this energy similar to a revving up engine where you are trying to gain momentum before you move really, really quickly in the direction meant for you. And I'm getting that you are leading by example, okay? We have Temperance. They're telling me very strongly to put the card back, okay? Oh, okay. I'm getting that you are... Okay, give me a moment to channel this. You are assisting others in their ascension process, in their ascension journey, but this is not your only mission. This is not even your mission. This is just something that inherently comes with the territory of being who you are. This is very interesting. So, again, we have light worker starseed, serve the world by being you. Exactly. You are meant to have more time, space, and energy to be yourself. And they're drawing my attention to this quasar. And they're also drawing my attention to the 6 new galaxies that are very far from us. That was recently picked up by the James Webb telescope. There's something that is about to be discovered by modern science that you already have tactical information about. And they would like for you to hold this close to your chest for now and allow yourself to gain the spiritual knowledge here so that you are able to act accordingly. They're saying you are ahead of your time, so act ahead of your time. This is something that you do, but you have a difficult time sometimes incorporating or creating the life that you would like using the foundation that is currently presented for you. Now, as we know, the past represents lower vibration, the future represents higher vibration, and as we strive towards the future, we strive towards a higher vibration. As we also know, time is always happening simultaneously on top of itself, so there isn't really anything other than where we are right now, which is why future is higher vibration, past is lower vibration. So we're striving for better, we're always striving for higher. We have Ace of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and King of Wands. They're telling me not to pull the rest right now. So you are experiencing a large awakening. Now, this is something that is a rebirthing and also a remembering, is what they're saying. This isn't anything that is this is not anything that is unbeknownst to you. You are merely in the spot. They're showing me 11, 22. Oh my gosh. They're showing me 11, 22, 33, 44. Sometimes I stumble upon my words when I channel. Excuse me. So 11 is realization, 22 is activation, 33 is mastery, 44 is teaching or guiding, okay? So there's an indication as well that you have learned this, you have activated this, and now you are mastering expressing this. Wow, as I'm stumbling over my words, love that for me. And the King of Wands, there's an indication. Orion wants you to know that they see that you are taking spiritual action and you are creating new things. You are paving a pathway for people to follow, creating a foundation for underneath the energies that are flipping over right now, because you see them ahead of time. You are ahead of your time, so act like it. This is the main theme that wants to come out for you today. You also got the double mission card, which lets me know that there are other things that you are working on, whether they are off of this planet or the consciousness with an ascension journey, or with, for some of you, subconscious minds. Okay, I'm hearing 3 waves of volunteers, by Dolores Cannon. Also, QHHT or hypnotherapy could be significant for you, or just, I'll say lightly past life regression. Okay, there's an indication that you help people tap into their higher self or their over self or their highest consciousness or whatever you resonate with that as. But there's also further past this to expand. So you might be helping people who help people tap into this to expand further than this in their ascension journey. Now we have the 4 of coins. Okay, the Empress, the Hierophant, beautiful, the Devil, interesting, and the 7 of coins. They're saying not to fret about the devil. Okay, everything is subjective. Okay, beautiful. And this is falling over what? The Page of Swords. Okay, they're saying pull the rest of the cards and I'll have a better image of what's going on. So let's see. Two aces. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. That's important. We have 10 of Cups. We have Temperance coming out as well. Okay. Oh, okay, so there's a question mark when it pertains to your future. You know where you've been, you know where you are, you know where you're going, but there's a question of what comes after that. Not in the ascension way, but in the, you know what to do, you know how long it's going to take you. So if you were to step along these actions, you will find that you have extra space or time in your life compiled all at the end. And they're saying this is because we would like for you to spread things out. There is no rush, there is no hurry. We are not in a hurry for you to get all of Earth ascended right now. We are not in a hurry for you to lay all of this foundation right now. You do not need to do everything right now. Although you want to. There's an indication of you, in some way, shape, or form, in some manner, having all of the recipes, all of the ingredients, all of the time, all of the energy, all of the resources, all of the abundance. You know exactly what to do. You know when to do it. You know how long it's going to take you. You have all of the, again, you have all of the ingredients. You know what to do. You've gestated everything. All you have to do is take the bread out of the oven. But what happens after this? You need to let the bread cool. Okay, we also have the Hierophant. Okay, you have committed yourself to showing the world not to be afraid of something. This can be spirituality, this can be dark energy, this can be spirit, this can be anything. Okay, this can be spirituality and science, this can be religion versus spirituality, this can be anything that seems to be controversial, which truly nothing is when you're tapped into fifth dimension or higher. Orion wants you to know that they've seen that you have been very gracious and very gentle with the people around you who are not able to provide you with the 10 of Cups energy that you deserved, and you were still able to maintain this vibration, which was healing them. This was quantum healing them and allowing them to shift their own DNA and awaken to their own truth, the truth of consciousness, the truth of source, the truth beyond this. Okay, they're also showing me Reiki. They're also showing me crystal healing light. Okay. They're showing me neon healing light as well. They're showing me golden healing light. Now, some of you might be dabbling in activation codes, okay? However, this is light language, light codes, drawing, things like this, or aura plucking, different kinds of ethereal work, okay? You're showing people not to be afraid of this or that this and that can be true, but in a very larger sense, okay? This isn't just I'm happy and I'm sad. This is I'm scientific and I'm ethereal. This is I am a body and I am a soul. Okay, this is I'm physical and I am matter and I'm energy, and matter is energy. So we have Temperance with the Ace of Cups. This is indicating there is a new beginning for you in the future, and this is going to be something that you've awakened to a very long time ago with the Ace of Wands all the way at the beginning of your spread. Orion wants you to know that right now you are learning how to balance your finances, balance your material realm, and find time and space for you. There's an indication that you are holding on to way too much right now, and that this is allowing you to make some sort of investment or compile either energy, resources, something like this, so that you can redevote yourself to the path that you know that you are about to step on. But there's also an indication here that you already know a lot of what's going on, and you feel a bit tied to it because you feel that if you are not doing what it is that you came here to do, then what else are you supposed to be doing? Why are you here? So there's almost this feeling of, well, what else do I do with this body? What else do I do on this planet? What else do I do with my feet on the ground other than this? And this is a beautiful energy to be in, but they want you to embrace the miracle that is planet Earth. Okay, they want you to feel what it feels like to be in your body, feel what it feels like, not to be tied to your path, but in a sense to, this is interesting, not just to move through love and serve on your path, but also to experience what it's like to live your own life as a human on this planet. And there's also kind of this funny analogy coming up where they showed me a minute ago, I mentioned this, how if you were to do everything right now, you would notice that you have space at the end of your life. And they're showing me this phrase, when you're young, you have time and energy, but no money. When you're an adult, you have money and energy, but no time. And when you're old, you have time and money, but no energy. And they would like you to reflect upon this. And they want you to notice that right now, you have resources that you have not always had, but also resources that you will not always have. So while you can get everything done right now, while you know exactly what to do and how long it's going to take you, they want you to space it up a little bit. And there might not be a tactical or rational answer for a lot of the things, or tactical or rational reasoning behind some of the things that you're being encouraged to do, or some of the things that you you might feel just are irrational for some reason. Maybe they don't align maybe they do not align with the ascension path. Maybe this is giving very, very Orion energy, I have to say, of course, which makes perfect sense. It's Queen of Wands. Okay, Queen of Wands is passion. Okay, she is spirituality. We also got the King of Wands coming out here, so counterparts here. Okay, you can be on this journey as well. I'm hearing 144. I'm seeing twin flames. I'm seeing just kind of different embodiments of the ascension path. Okay, now we have Queen of Wands. Now keep in mind that she indicates spirituality, but this spirituality, this divine fire and flame, this also indicates sacral energy, not fire of the solar plexus, but sacral as far as the watery passion, as far as the emotional depth, which is interesting. There's kind of this intersection here between the water element and the fire element here, between the solar plexus and the sacral chakra, that they're asking you to take a look at right now. Because not only is she spirituality, but she is also passion. She's also creativity. And here you have the Empress. You have recently started creating something or have begun birthing something that you would like to commit the rest of your life to. And so before this is the case, explore the life that you have before it looks completely different. You're very much aware that you are running into an area of your life where it will never look the same again, and you are sprinting full steam ahead. This is totally okay. You are allowed to do this. However, Orion wants you to be just as tactical as you are impractical. The reason for this being that it is very practical to be present in the moment. And not that you are not present, but what do you do with your time and energy while you have it? What do you do with your money and energy while you have it? What do you do with your time and money while you have it? Take a look at your resources, and you can plan accordingly. But they're asking you, instead of trying to do everything at once right now, see what can you do in 3 years? What can you start in a year from now? What can you do in 10 years from now? Make a plan. What do you want your life to look like? How long are you telling yourself you're projected to live? It is most likely along these lines. How are you treating your body in order to sustain this? What are the actions that you plan to take in order to make yourself happy, comfortable, expressive, and abundant? And what are the things that you feel align with your mission, and how long do you project these things to take? When can you start these things? How can you give yourself a break? Things like this. They're asking you to very rationally look at your life, divvy it up, and see how you can apply your spiritual knowledge to this. They're saying this is, I'm hearing Full Metal Alchemist. They're saying that there's a different level of alchemy that you are tapping into, that you have access to, and that you've been able to see for a while and able to implement. But instead of divvying it up and giving it to others, and instead of taking a step back and reassessing your own life and organizing it in this manner, you are pushing forward and pushing forward and pushing forward, and this is beautiful and it's helping a lot. But you need to serve yourself simultaneously. Do not allow yourself to accidentally accumulate things that did not belong to you in the first place. Allow yourself to be where you're at and act accordingly. There's an indication that you are very much aware of a few things that you've done recently that maybe you shouldn't have done. Not that there is a right or a wrong, but there is a right and a left. And they would like to draw your attention to this. It is okay. And this is in fact a great example of what they were talking about. But they don't want you to make actions like this because you can't help it but take a little bit of time for yourself. Because you can't help it but take a little bit of money or energy for yourself. Instead, they would like for you to plan this. They would like for you to make conscious effort in order to tend to yourself better. This is self-love. This is why the Earth Collective at this current moment in time is so focused on self-love. Because one cannot truly love another until one loves themselves. The same thing goes for the universe. The same thing goes for divine consciousness, a wave which you are very strongly and heavily tapped into. There's an indication that you have been looking a lot better recently, whether this is health, whether this is through fashion, whether this is through your skincare, whatever this is. There's an indication that your beauty is intertwined with something here. This might be your version of success, what you deem success to be. No. This has to do with, let's see. They're showing me, again, the 10 of Cups, the Temperance, and the Ace of Cups. This has to do with your fulfillment, your happiness, and your path. There's something here that is intertwined with your beauty that is very important, very significant, okay? Perhaps you look younger than you are. Perhaps you practice Ayurveda or yoga or breathwork. Maybe there is something like this that is a key. You have a key to youth, okay? This can be spiritual, mental, physical, emotional youth, okay? In a healthy way, not in an immature way. And this is the paradox that you embody. And this is something that's important. This is exactly one of the ways that you're able to serve the world by being you. Now, You're also very much aware of the fact that you have strong alchemical abilities. You're also very much aware of the fact that you are a healer. You're also very much aware of the fact that even the term evil is subjective. You're very much aware that good, bad, right, wrong, light, dark, right, left, anything like this is all contained within a 3D understanding. And you are way tapped out of this. Not tapped out, for you are present in the moment, but you see way beyond this, and you have for a very long time. Because of these energies, Orion is asking that you allow yourself to embody and embrace the third dimension, as you have decided to keep it under your wing. You're being asked to carry this with you, not because you needed to be here, but because you chose to take a particular density of vibration under your wing, because you knew exactly what to do with it, because you know exactly who you are and what you're capable of. So allow yourself to do this, but allow yourself to do this within your own bandwidth, in your own comfort, in your own time, slowly, steadily, lovingly, like a nurturing grandmother. They're showing me the Orion System Collective of Bellatrix, the feminine archetype female warrior collective. And they're asking that you tap into this a bit more, or they're trying to tap into you. They're also showing me a lion. You might have connections with Lyra as well. They're showing me that you perhaps have some sort of ability that you do not speak about, or you have some sort of knowledge or memory, perhaps from another life or another place in time, space, or the universe that you do not speak about. There is a reason for this, but do not allow it to block your throat chakra. There's something here that you feel inclined to speak about should you have the correct audience. This is another part of your mission. You are already aware of this. You likely have already started this, or have at least brainstormed how to act upon this. They would like you not to keep this close to your chest, but to identify the fact that you are laying a foundation for future generations. So it is important that these things are seeded and planted now, okay? Now, this is not going to benefit all of the people that are directly surrounding you. And you are able to see this timeline on a larger scale, where the people in front of you are only that. But allowing yourself the challenge to be present, as well as allowing yourself to be tapped into the higher vibration dimensions as well, is going to allow you to lay foundations for future generations without allowing yourself to stick out like a sore thumb too much with those in front of you. Not that that's a bad thing, but there's an indication here that you are trying to avoid being either left out, ostracized, or create something painful, or get tied to something you don't want to get tied about. There's also an indication of information being put in the wrong hands because it was given to the wrong people, or given out too early, okay? Do not worry about this. You are protected, you are surrounded, and you are guided by the right people at the right time. And they said people very specifically, okay? Also guides, yes, but people. They want you to know that your happiness is very important, and that yes, you are laying the foundation for a new generation of, they're saying earthlings, okay? But it is not only on Earth that you are benefiting, that it is not only on Earth that beings are benefiting from your existence. You are being asked to tap into the great informationalists, and they're showing me Bashar, they're showing me Abram, they're showing me Seth, they're showing me Elam Prolex, okay? There's an indication that you are one of these beings. You might resonate with being a walk-in as well, or you might know one, okay? There's an indication as well that walk-in is standing out very seriously. I'm hearing ding, 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 okay? You might resonate with being a walk-in, or you might be interested in this. There's an indication that you are definitely here for a particular reason, and you know what this is, but you are so mission-oriented, so goal-oriented, that you are almost in culture shock when trying to assimilate with the world around you. Now, allow yourself to experience the joy of emotions, the joy of bliss, the joy of slowness, the joy of being guided by external energies. Now, there's almost this indication as well. I feel like I've been saying indication a lot. That's okay. There is, I know I always do that. I know I heard someone say that. It's okay. I'm seeing here, it's because I'm channeling. I'm not going to defend myself. Anyway, I am seeing that, hold on, I lost this. You are able to experience your angel spirits, guides, ancestors, but you're also able to see where they're at on their own ascension journey, where they're at on their own fifth dimension. And there's an indication as well that you might be further ascended than a lot of your guides. They are just kind of around you, to give you some sort of clarity as to what's going on behind the scenes, or to even give you a round of applause when you need it, or just kind of swerve you out of the wrong direction when there are things that you don't see coming. There is a lot of abundance that you are flowing between them, and I'm getting that you have specific spirit guides or friends, multidimensional friends, I shall say, that connect with you that you don't really speak about too much, or if you do, you're being called to speak about some, but not all of these, and you will know which ones wish to be presented to the public and which ones do not. You will also know which ones are comfortable with this and which ones do not. Always ask permission. I always ask permission before I channel an energy. I always see who comes to me to ask to be channeled, and then I usually have a line because I record my videos a little bit out. So if there's something like this that goes on, implement some sort of structure, and of course make sure that your energy is sovereign, it is protected, it is cleansed, protected, and of the highest vibration that you can before you go into things like this. It is okay for you to use your vessel to allow others to speak. This is encouraged, and this is also a very relative term because your body is as subjective as it gets, and higher consciousness is as objective as it gets. So truly, what are you channeling that is not yourself? It is important to be in your sovereign being, but it's also important to detach from your higher self because there is an ascension journey for this self as well. Now, they understand that there is a little bit more to this than meets the eye. They understand that there's a little bit of a, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's a six fingers on the Ace of Cups here. You're a little bit too good at something. And there is a question of how are you genetically created in order for this to be the case? You have the answers of this within your DNA as well. You may never have asked yourself that question before, but you already have the answer. So this is something that's curious as well. They're also showing me the movie Gattaca, the piano player who has 6 fingers on both of his hands, and he's phenomenal at piano playing, and people travel far and wide to see him because he's the best at this, because he was tailored for this. Now, there's something like this that resonates with your life, with your path, and Orion wants you to go for it, but they also want you to allow yourself to take it easy. There's an indication of knowing that you are meant to experience the pleasures of your body, but you might not be comfortable with this. You might know that it's important for you to experience the emotions, to experience the lack of rationality, to experience the flow and the creativity, not in a creator being type of way, but in an artistic, more, well, not that one isn't the other, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Where you're a little more Virgo, a little less Pisces is what they're saying. It's okay for you to tap into your comfortability. And whatever this is that you needed to let go of, check out the descendant in your astrology chart. This is something that they're asking you to lean into. This is going to be something that is going to help you grow and evolve, and something that can be your hidden superpower if you allow it to be. There's a reason that you feel either stuck or very adamant in a particular area of life, and there's a reason for this, and they're going to present it to you soon. This cycle is closing out, but it has to do with your ability to go with the flow. This is something that has brought you down and allowed you and forced you to flow at the same time. This has opened up 1, 2, 3 lotuses within your heart. Beautiful. At least 3 awakenings ago, there was some sort of trigger moment that allowed you to tap into the earth, devote yourself to the way that you felt emotionally, and speak this truth. Now, this is something that didn't pan out in a particular area, and the reason for this was because it didn't allow you to be free in that perfect embodiment. However, it's going to come back around with a new foundation. You've been picking up on this for a while. Yes, this is accurate, and yes, this is your confirmation. You already know about this. Orion wants you to know that there is more than meets the eye when it comes to the birds, when it comes to the trees, when it comes to the fae. I want you to know that nothing is an accident, nothing is a coincidence, and that you have a lot more time than you're even giving yourself credit for. They're saying look at the amount of time that you feel that you're projected to live and add at least 20 to 30 years on it. You'd be surprised with the spiritual technology as well as the physical manual technology that will come through in your lifetime. And Orion is saying that they have they have a bit of a part in this, but they're also watching from the sidelines. There's a bit of a hands-on, hands-off kind of 50-50 energy. We have the moon with these 2 wolves howling to the moon. This one kind of looks like an alligator, so moons, alligators, and lobsters could be significant as well for you. Now, this is the full moon. Dogs can be significant. There's an indication of I'm hearing loyalty, I'm hearing royalty, and they're also showing me the dog that's a bad omen in Harry Potter, but it wasn't actually a bad omen, it was a spirit guide. And we have the devil here, and they were telling me not to take it in a negative sense. So that is a they're saying literal sign for some of you, and we do have an 18-9, which indicates that you, looking at the bottom of things, the scorpionic side of things. This can be dark, this can be morose, this can be mystic, it can be occult, it can have to do with finances, inheritance. I'm hearing big pharma for some of you. Whatever this is. Number 18, 9. You diving so deep into a particular area of life, or having all of this information in one area, is going to bring you freedom, but it's going to be freedom that you can pay forward. Okay, I'm also hearing pay it forward like the movie. Some of you might find messages in that if you feel like watching it. Yeah. You're being watched with a lot of curious eyes, and notice that on this card, it looks like it's being surrounded entirely by evil eyes. Okay, so you are protected way more than you think that you are. You already know that you're extraordinarily protected, but again, hike it up a little bit, because you're more protected than you think that you are. You're more skilled than you think that you are. There is a new beginning that's coming into your life, and you're being challenged in enjoying the present moment now. You've noticed that you've been feeling like things are getting a little bit easier for you recently, and this is positive. This is divinely intervened, but it's also because you did the hard work. Now, because you feel like you have more to do than the average person, you are pretty busy. They would like for you to make sure that you're staying hydrated, but also check your physical sensations in your body, for it's a lot more intelligent than you are thinking that it is. You already know that the body is intelligent, obviously. It is one of the most intelligent pieces of, shall I say, technology. But pay attention to the physical sensations in your body, because this will tell you a lot of information about where you're at, not only physically, but on your ascension journey as well. There's an indication that you have kind of, you came down here, I'm hearing came down and fell flat on your face. Instead of striving through the mud on earth and then trying to strive your way up. And you're able to clearly tell who is who. Because of this, you are drawing in a very peculiar group of souls that are able to assist you on your journey, on your path. They hear your call, and they will continue to surround you, okay? A lot of them surround you energetically, and there's a reason why for some of them you feel like you need to talk to them, and for others you feel like you need to stay away from them. There's a reason. Everybody is being a person right now. That's a funny way of saying that. We have the Emperor and the Empress and the Page of Cups. Okay, this is getting a little bit redundant. We have two counterpart cards, both ascending. Okay, it wouldn't surprise me if we have the Hierophant. If the High Priestess came out, there's a Three of Cups, of course. Okay, so you are building some sort of community, or you are being welcomed into some sort of community. Allow yourself to take this offer and allow yourself to dedicate some time to it. It might feel like there is something that is not. It might feel like something that is not necessarily like. It might feel like a large time investment, or it might feel like it's going slowly. The reason for this is intentional. Everything needs to be done, I'm hearing head first, okay? So make the moves spiritually, and then intuitively, and then rationally, and then from here, take those actions. Do not worry about the lower chakras when it comes to this particular thing, whatever this is. There's an indication that, okay. There's an indication that you feel drawn to a particular area of the globe, and they would like to ask and challenge you to make it over there at some point in the near to moderately distant future, if you can. There's a reason for this, and you will find out what it is when you get here. I'm also seeing, they're showing me Stephen Greer at CE5, so you might be interested in checking out some of these things. There's an indication as well that you might be finding yourself on a retreat, on a traveling journey, on an ascension journey, or walking through some ancient structures. They're showing me the Richat structure in Egypt. They're showing me Utah with like the arches and everything. They're showing me the Grand Canyon. They're showing me literally the pyramids in Egypt and in Central and South America. Okay. They're showing me like a lot of things resonating with this, as well as like the terracotta warriors. Okay, they would like you to know that everything is happening in its right pace, in its right time, and they would like you to know that you are doing everything that you can, and then some. It's okay for you to take a step back. You will know already which areas of life you feel inclined to take a step back in, and do not worry about the physicality of this action, because this has been supported for you. You have more support than you're also giving yourself and your team credit for. And they also want you to know, Orion is saying that don't forget where you come from. Don't forget that you have an entire support system. And they're saying wink, and they're showing me the entire system of like Orion. beyond just the initial collective. You know, there's Alnitak, Mintaka, Alnilam, Betelgeuse, Apex / Zeta Reticuli. We know there's Bellatrix. We know there's like kind of the reptilians from Draco. We know that there are refugees from Vega, from Lyra. Okay, there's just, it's a system. It's a system of collectives that all have tapped into each other because they are connected higher to source. This is where you're at, but you're sustaining this vibration through being grounded on Earth. And this is something that allows you to tap into what is within, on, and around the Earth, and beyond this. They would like to challenge you to hold your head high and speak your truth, whatever that means for you. And they would like you to just become a little bit more aware that you're creating firmament for the future generations. And you already know this, but there's an indication as well that whatever's going on in front of your face, whatever's going on in your current timeline, your current reality, wherever you are, you're going to notice that there's a lot of minutia, okay? And none of this matters on the large scale of things. And a lot of people really, really, really think that it really, really matters a lot. Well, the larger you zoom out, the less that it really matters. And this can be something that is a bit hot, a bit cold, a bit happy, a bit sad, but this is, again, within the confines of a dualistic system. So, continue to be yourself. Continue to see and know the secrets that you see and know. Continue to allow yourself to deep dive and continue to allow yourself more time and space for yourself to enjoy, not getting caught up in the minutia, but to enjoy being present in your physical body. You have so many missions to do while you're here, and this isn't just a mission-oriented reading. This is a reading all about you knowing who you are, knowing what it is that you are meant to do, what you want to do, what you can do, and exactly how to do it. There's this indication of having a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, a lot of wherewithal, a lot of know-how, but waiting for that perfect chess move, and you know exactly which next move you're going to make, and you also know the move that is going to be made in opposition, and you know which move you're going to make after that. You have several plays memorized, in fact, and because of this, you are being called to follow your heart a little bit more, to lean into that Pisces energy a little bit more, to lean into the creative a little bit more, to get a little bit silly with it, to dive into your inner child, okay? Dare to dream, not just spiritual dreams, not just mission-oriented dreams, not just the dreams you have at night so that you can progress and ascend and help others to progress and ascend, but instead, allow yourself to daydream and visualize, and don't be afraid to get a little bit material with your dreams as well. What kind of car would you like to drive? What geographical location on the earth would you like to live? What kind of people do you want as your friends? What kind of clothes would you like to wear? Things like this. It is not bad to allow yourself to be in the physical material realm. So, allow yourself to enjoy it while you're here, because you won't be here that long, and you're already so detached from it in a way that is really going to help the future. So you might as well enjoy it while you're here, living in the past. /present /future. Wow, funny. Sorry. All right. That is all I have for you, group number 3. Thank you so much for being here. This was a channeled message to you from Orion. Yes, it was. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity on your situation. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for being here, and I love you with my whole heart. Namaste.